Welcome everybody, I'm James Caleb Reed and you're watching The American Scot. Hello everybody and welcome to The American Scot. I'm James Caleb Reed. Like many people born in the United States of America, my heritage is very diversified. My ancestors range from everyone from the English to the Welsh to the Irish, all the way to the Germans and the Dutch. Also, I have some Native American ancestry in my makeup, as well as, in case you can't tell, the Scottish. I'm very fond of my Scottish heritage, and it's this particular group of ancestors that I've really been fascinated by the longest and fascinated by the most. So I'm really looking forward to creating this series of videos detailing everything from the Highlander way of life, how the Scots in the 16th, 17th, and 18th century lived, and how they utilized everything from the great kilt as everything from their everyday dress to their bedding. I'll also be detailing in the upcoming videos things like how they hunted, the weapons that they used, everything between how the Scots lived on a daily basis and what their lives were like in the 17th and 18th centuries, all the way up until the Battle of Culloden, when the Scottish Highlander way of life was in effect destroyed all in one fell swoop. I'll be detailing the events that led up to this great battle. Now, I'm very fond of all of my heritage, everyone from the German to the Dutch to the Native American, but there's just something about the Scottish Highlander that really speaks to me on a personal level. It's something I can't explain. It's like I'm drawn to it. So I'm very, very much looking forward to the coming weeks and the months to really go into the finer details of what the Highlander way of life was like before the Battle of Culloden. I really want to do detailed analysis on the everyday life from the commoner to the laird, and what would their daily activities be like? What would they do just on a regular basis? On any one day, you would find them doing what? And I'm really looking forward to detailing this. Now, as I said, my last name is Reed, and from all the research that I could do, the Reeds actually came from the original name Red, which exactly what it sounds like. They were the Red Clan. From all the research that I've been able to do so far, and that's not a whole lot, honestly, and I will be doing more research in the future, of course, but from what I've been able to find so far, the Reed clan actually came from Aberdeenshire in modern day Aberdeen, Scotland, and they swore fealty to the clan Robertson, which is, from what I understand, the reason why the Reed clan does not in fact have its own tartan. Now, if you do any sort of research, you're actually going to find that the whole particular clan, one particular clan, has their own particular tartan. There's many people who will speculate that this is simply not the case, that the only reason that exists is because somebody, after the Battle of Culloden and so forth, somebody was able to make money off of the idea that they could create a tartan for an individual family, and then they could sell that tartan and to give that family a particular identity that was in fact for sale. The funny thing about this is, to this day, you'll still hear people arguing about this. I don't know for certain. I've heard everything from, yes, this is in fact the case, and that it is all a bit of stuff and nonsense, but there are others who are adamant that each clan did in fact have their own tartan, and each tartan was unique to that particular clan. So I'm really looking forward to studying this and finding out the truth of it. One of the videos that I'm looking forward to doing here very soon is actually a video detailing the weapons that the Highlanders would use. Now, speaking for myself, I do a lot of local theater in the area in which I live, and this has actually given me cause over the years to collect certain Highlander weaponry. There's a very famous play by the bard William Shakespeare that many of us in the theater community simply call the Scottish play. We don't dare use its real name. And it was on this occasion that I was actually able to collect quite a few pieces of Highlander weaponry. Everything from the dirk to the skindoo to the broadsword to what is possibly the most famous Highlander weapon, the claymore. And in the upcoming videos, I'll show you exactly how these weapons would be used. I'll show you how they would have been carried, and I'll even give you some details as to the history of the weapons. For example, the last time that any number of claymores were used in combat. There is one piece of Highlander material that I do not have yet that I'm looking forward to acquiring, and that is the targe. If you don't know what the targe is, you can do one of two things. You can look it up here and now as soon as you're done watching this video, or you can be patient with me and I'll make it worth your while in a video. Now, one of the most wonderful things that I have discovered in doing research for these videos is the similarity between the Scottish Highlander and a few other cultures in the world that exist in the world. It's amazing the similarities that you can find between two cultures if you're just willing to look a little bit. And in the coming videos, I am actually looking forward to having a few guest stars on the videos to really give their points of view on their heritage and to hopefully show you the similarities between them and the Scottish Highlander. Now, one thing about me, anybody who knows me will tell you that one of my passions is storytelling. I love telling good stories. I'm a writer in my free time, and as I say, I do a lot of local theater and all of that, so I have a passion for storytelling, and I've really been studying and learning some of the Scottish folklore, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that on some of these videos as well. Now, as I said, I'll be doing more videos in the future, really detailing the particular equipment that the Scottish Highlander would use. Now, for most of these videos, I'll be doing the same equipment only with a modern twist. But there are some things that I will stick to the tried and true method. For example, the great kilt, the plaid. This is one that I purchased recently. It's 100% wool, and in the next few videos I'll be detailing as to the benefits of this material. Why did the Highlanders use it, and how effective was it in their day-to-day life? I'll also be going into details as to the kind of things that they would carry in their sporran. In case you can't see, I'm actually wearing a leather sporran right now. And I've actually got some of the equipment that I'm using to make this video tucked away in there, out of sight and out of mind. Now, what the Highlanders would have carried in their sporran, well, they would have carried things to eat. They would have carried their typical survival kit, if you will, what they would use on a daily basis when they were out and about in the world, whether they were fighting the English or whether they were rustling cattle. You still have to have ways to survive, so they would carry things like oats for their porridge. Now, of course, the one goal that I have for this channel is, in fact, a trip to Scotland. I'm really looking forward to it, and I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And the thing about it is, while we don't have the roving Highland Mountains here in northwest Georgia, we are in fact pretty close to some beautiful mountains of our own. The Great Smoky Mountains. They're a simple, maybe a 2-hour drive from my location here in Ringgold, Georgia. In case you haven't noticed, the benches and the concrete path on which I'm walking today, obviously I'm not out in the middle of Mother Nature. Those videos are to come. If you want to see survival videos using the Highlander equipment, tell me. All right, everybody, that is the introduction video for the American Scot. I'm really looking forward to future videos. I'm looking forward to your comments and your suggestions on videos that you want to see. We'll be doing everything from bushcraft to surviving out in the wild. We'll be doing everything from how the Highlanders would have fished to how they hunted, the weapons that they used, the clothing that they wore, the society in which they lived. I'm really looking forward to bringing you this little bit of history that is very personal and near and dear to me. Thank you very much, everybody. You all have a good day. We'll see you in the next video. This is James Caleb Reed, and you have been watching The American Scot.